Saudi Arabia says it's intercepted a missile heading towards the royal palace in the capital, Riyadh. Houthi rebels in Yemen claim they fired the weapon, targeting a meeting of Saudi leaders. These are the first pictures of the incident. Media reports say there was an explosion and a plume of smoke rising over the Saudi capital. There are no reports of casualties or damage. Well, earlier, Houthi spokesman Mohammed Abd al-Salam tweeted the following message. The missile force announces the launch of ballistic missile Volcano on Al Yamamah Palace in Riyadh. Well, let's speak to TRT World's Middle East analyst Oubai Shahbandar, who joins me now live from Istanbul. So first of all, let's start with that Volcano missile. What do we know about that? How powerful is it, and what is its range?
Well, the Houthis have been getting increasingly sophisticated weaponry and ballistic missiles from their Iranian government sponsors. Specifically, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard's Quds Force has a manufacturing center in Iran by an organization called the Badger Industries organization. These missiles have been becoming increasingly accurate. It was just in early November that we saw the Houthis launch a ballistic missile strike that came incredibly close to hitting the Riyadh International Airport, where tens of thousands of people travel through every day. It seems that this missile also got close. It didn't hit its target, but it's very clear that the Houthis have increased their capacity to not only produce these missiles, but to launch them at will against Riyadh. So that's a very worrying development for the Saudi government, and it's seen by the Saudis and their allies, to include the Americans, as a dangerous provocation.
Yeah, a massive security concern for the Saudis. How are they likely to respond? Well, what is this likely to mean for the coalition action in Yemen?
When the Houthis launched their last missile against Riyadh in November, it led to a major crackdown by the Saudis. They closed down the airspace over Yemen in its entirety. They shut down the port. So it was a total blockade situation where nothing was coming in and out, to include humanitarian aid. So this affected Yemeni civilians across the board. It's not clear how the Saudi government will react this time. Let's remember that after the last missile attack by the Houthis targeting Riyadh, that the Saudi government pinned the blame against the Iranian government and threatened severe retaliation. It seems that both the Iranians and their Houthi proxies in Yemen are testing the willpower of Riyadh to see how they will react. And of course, let's remember that it was just last week that the U.S. permanent representative to the UN, Nikki Haley, held a dramatic press conference with a backdrop of the charred remains of an Iranian missile, claiming that the Iranians were increasingly moving missile parts and weapons to the Houthis and to other Iranian partners in the region. So it seems that the Iranian government here is continuing these activities, and the Houthis also do not seem to be very concerned by the Saudi government reaction. It's still not clear how the Saudis will react to this, whether militarily against the Iranians, or whether or not this will lead to a renewed campaign to capture the Houthi capital in the Yemeni capital in Sana'a. We will see.
Oubai, thank you. Oubai Shahbandar there.